The question is, after the tour, Taylor will celebrate the holidays. Will she be getting the ring for Christmas?
No, I think it's tacky. I feel like it's not
Holidays
his
are
style.
tacky.
I would never want to be proposed to on a holiday. I'm sure she's no different. Early next
The
year.
phone might ring.
Right.
After,
Early next year, yeah.
Yep,
Will Travis get a prenup for Christmas?
absolutely.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? She will. She's probably wealthier than him.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of the TomCast. I'm the Tominator, Tom Chericello. Today's Friday, November 8th, a special Friday episode of the TomCast. We pushed it back because of the presidential election. The lovely Morgan is with us. Hi, Morgan. How are you today?
I'm good. Hi, Tom.
Good to have you here. Big Joe is here.
Hello, Tom.
And we have our special guest, my friend Molly. Hi, Molly.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great. Molly, one day you could tell your grandkids that you were on this.
I know. Oh my
You
God,
can
this is
show
the
'em.
start of my career. I can look back and know where I came from.
Before we ask some questions to you, I have to give my shout out to Wawa.
Okay.
I got my Powerade Zero Lime. Wawa still hasn't come through with the sponsorship. You need to get over there and sign them up.
The drink looks like straight chemicals.
So Molly, tell our viewers a little about you. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Sarasota. I'm originally from Westchester, Pennsylvania, though, but I moved down here when I was about 4.
All right. Brothers and sisters?
3 older sisters who all live in the area.
Well, your parents had their hands full.
I'm sure. Yeah, I know. Everybody says your dad really wanted that boy, and I said, well, he got me instead. So
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Cardinal Mooney in Sarasota, so right down the street
Catholic
from
girl?
here. I am a Catholic girl. Yeah,
So am
proud
I.
Catholic girl.
And
Are
Big
you?
Joe.
I didn't know that about you.
Yep.
Joe too?
I went to a Jesuit, yeah.
Did you?
I haven't been going to church, but I went to Jesuit school.
Because you're golfing.
Joe's dad keeps trying to get him to go back to church.
He says, when are you going to...
I go to church.
When?
Tom, no, you don't go
Well,
to
you're like
church.
probably the one time a year, like the Christmas
Wait,
church goer.
you can't
Not
I
as
think
much as
Tom's
I would,
getting
I do go.
Hooters in church confused.
I think the way to phrase this on a regular basis, do you
Hey, I worship my way.
I bet you do.
What about college?
Florida State, proud Knoll.
They're 1-7, you know.
All right, a little last year though. We were
Yeah,
good
they were
last
great
year.
last year,
Yeah.
right? They kind of got screwed
Can't be
last
good
year.
every
She
year.
doesn't want to talk about
They're
football.
13-1. What was your major?
Marketing.
All right.
That's how I ended up here on the TomCast.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to give a shout out? Where do you work? What do you do?
I work with a company called Rejuvenex. We are a chiropractic company. We work with auto accidents and personal injury attorneys. So that's how I stumbled into Tom's office one day, and now we're good friends.
That's right. Favorite food?
French fries.
Favorite restaurant?
Probably Cafe Epicure.
Oh, there you go. We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite drinks?
Like what kind? Alcoholic
Alcohol,
ones? Or
yeah.
I normally just get a vodka soda with a lemon, but that's more so calorie-wise. But that's the go-to for
You
now.
like Tito's?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Tito's Molly is what they call me sometimes.
Do you like Taylor Swift?
I do like Taylor Swift. I'd say my sister is more of a fan, but I like Taylor.
Ever go see her?
No, she's $1 million, Tom. We can't all be you.
He hasn't seen her either.
Who's your favorite artist?
Probably right now, Sabrina Carpenter. I just went to her concert recently.
Cost you $1 million?
Cost not. I paid $1 million for, I will admit, but it was worth it. She was great.
All right. Mm-hmm. That's it. You only live once, right, guys?
Yep.
Do you play pickleball?
I do occasionally. Haven't in a while, but I'm thinking Joe and the Tominator are going to have to verse me.
Do you think you could beat Joe in
I
pickleball?
think, listen,
I have
never
a feeling.
underestimate.
She would have killed me because I was disappointed in the way things went. I
Well, it's good to have you here.
kept
Yeah,
whiffing
thanks
on the damn
for the
thing.
invite.
We always have fun on our show. All right, so obviously the big story is the presidential election Tuesday. I think by almost every account, a surprise, right? I mean, everybody thought that, you know, what you're reading, Harris would win.
I mean, I don't know if I thought she'd win. I just had no idea what was going to happen. It was just, I was up all night till like 4 a.m. watching it. I couldn't go to bed.
And Trump won by a pretty big margin.
What's the final number?
They're still counting in
Still?
Arizona.
What time was it when they finally called it? I didn't.
They called it around 2 a.m. I was watching Fox News. They called it very, very early. Because then we were like, you know what, let's see what's going on with CNN versus Fox just to see the difference between the news.
Yeah.
And it was vastly different. Like, they did not want to call Trump on CNN. And it was
Right.
just, like, super depressing, like, not happy vibes on
right.
CNN. It took them about 20 more minutes to finally say, all right, Trump won. But Fox was, like, partying it up for a while. They were happy.
It is amazing. I try to stay like central with this political stuff, even though I've shared I'm a registered Republican. I did vote for Trump, but you watch one channel and they're like trying not to be pissed.
Yeah. It's
Like
aw-
on CNN.
It's awkward. They
They
were
can't hide it.
depressed. They were
They're supposed to be objective, these news people. And
We get this dingling.
Yeah.
you see, like Jimmy Kimmel, like the talk show host, he's like devastated. Like,
Yeah, these people are being so dramatic. I mean, the videos like that you were mentioning on TikTok,
Right,
these girls like sobbing, like uncontrollably sobbing, like you're not gonna die, like you're going to be
Sobbing's
okay.
an understatement with some of these videos.
Yeah, like meltdowns,
embarrassing.
like, psychotic, embarrassing.
Just don't record
meltdowns.
it. Do it at home, but don't
Yeah.
record it and put it on the internet.
Right, I get if you
Yeah.
gotta cry, but
Yeah.
like when you're recording it, now you're just looking for attention, and
Right.
this is kind of humiliating.
I got to give a couple shout outs. Though, just Kamala Harris, first of all, like she lost with dignity. I don't agree with her politically, but I thought she handled it well.
Do you think she took too long to concede? Because I was hearing people like that she should have given Trump, his moment, like when he hit 270 and just let him like have a speech right away and celebrate. But she waited till what, like 3 o'clock the next day or something, till she
Right.
finally came out and spoke about it. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, used to be when I was a kid, like they would call that night,
Right.
like the loser would call. But I guess you could argue it was close enough.
I think everybody thought it was going to go longer than even the next day. So
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact
You're
that
right.
she came
Yeah.
out the next day at 4 o'clock, I mean, good for her in a way.
I think, but wasn't she at Howard University? Wasn't that where her watch party was?
Yeah,
and
that's
she
where she
never
went to
came
college.
out to
Yeah.
greet those guests that were waiting for hours and hours. I thought that was a little.
Tacky.
Right.
It was just a little rude.
word,
These people
Joe.
were still here to, support you. They were
Mm-hmm.
really excited to just see you speak in general, and then you just don't even show up and at least have the decency to like greet the people that were supporting you the whole time and are out till like 3 a.m.
Right.
But I
think
thought
she-
I
That
thought
was a
overall,
little,
Yeah.
a little off in my
she
opinion.
handled it with class, and she's still young enough. It'd be interesting to see like if she'll be back
I could see her coming back.
Yeah.
because she's only like I think 60, early 60s. Who I also want to give a shout out to. For those of our viewers who don't know, we're coming to you from Sarasota, Florida. The supervisor of elections here is a gentleman I met. I was on a podcast with him, Ron Turner. They did a great job.
Oh,
Joe.
yeah.
Like, I mean,
I was in and out of there.
It was
in 2
so
minutes.
quick getting in and
Yeah.
out, and there were
It
so
was
many different
incredible.
voting
it
places.
was so
too.
well organized. No
Yeah.
line. The people were nice.
It was incredible.
They pointed you right there. I mean, it was just, I can't say enough.
Yeah.
Because voting, when I was a kid, I remember when I first started voting, it was a pain in the ass.
You're waiting in line for hours.
You're waiting for hours.
It was very efficient.
This is only my second time around, but I will say it was quick.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it was real. 2 minutes.
Well,
No.
then you heard about these polling stations. Where was the one that like the machines broke down? People were waiting till 10 o'clock to be able to vote. They almost didn't get to vote.
In this
Georgia?
area?
No,
Oh.
not here.
I was
Georgia.
like, where was that?
Yeah, but that's just wild.
Yeah.
Can you imagine broken
It was
machines? You're waiting
incredible.
for.
Well,
I would
Well,
not
they
wait
want
for
to
hours.
Pennsylvania.
How
All of
fast?
the people want to recount because they
Yeah.
said they couldn't get
How
in.
well organized and how
But
fast.
that's
it
crazy.
moved.
Like
Yeah.
you can't get in to vote.
You had
Like,
a lot of time to get in
Yeah.
and vote.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the machines were, you could tell they were in good shape. Like, I remember voting when I was a kid, these broken down machines. We got new machines.
That's great. Good job, Ron Turner.
So, really historical election for like many reasons. Like I mentioned in a prior episode, this is the second time in history that a president was elected to non-consecutive terms. Like Trump won, then he lost, then he won. The only other time that was Grover Cleveland was president in the 1800s. The only president born in my home state of New Jersey. But Grover was an interesting cat. He was one of two bachelor presidents. Like he was a bachelor when he was elected. The other was James Buchanan, who many historians believe was gay. just never came out back then.
Yeah.
But Grover, when he was 49, he married a 21-year-old in the White House.
So it was 21. It wasn't 17 like you
No.
originally told me. He told me she was 17 and I was horrified.
Oh, God.
I'm like, that is a child.
I don't think there was a law back then, so I guess it
No,
didn't
it would have
really.
been legal back
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Women got married when they were 14, like in 1800.
All right, well, that's gross.
But he still is the only president married in the White House, Grover Cleveland. And actually, believe it or not, the public loved his wife. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't think it was sick.
I feel like it was more, not normal, but I don't think it was as a big to-do when you did that back then.
Yeah, well, I can at least be more understanding of 21 versus 17. So that
Right.
changes my opinion a
Right,
little bit.
right. I would say so.
Also, the man, he had a wife and didn't she die?
No,
Oh. I thought that's what happened.
his wife, he was friends with her father, and the father died.
Okay.
And he was the lawyer for the father, and then
Talk about taking somebody under
No,
your
I
wing,
mean, so
right?
he was never married before the 21-year-old?
no.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood that then. So he really did just get elected without being married, which I don't really get why that's a rule. Honestly, to be the president, you have to be married to have a family. It's a distraction.
Is that a rule?
it's not a rule.
It's not a
but
rule,
for
but like
years-
they won't do it.
For years, it was considered political
It looks-
suicide
they
to be a
look down-
bachelor.
down
Oh,
upon it.
okay.
Yeah, it's like you look
had to
better
get a wife,
having
and it
a
was
family.
fake. A lot of times, the marriages were considered to be fake.
Right, which is just so stupid.
Hillary and Bill.
Joe hit it right. He's making a joke, but a lot of people feel that was just a
Right.
marriage, business deal.
I still just don't understand why people care. If he's like just on his own, he doesn't have to deal with a wife and kids and trying to take care of kids and the country at the same time. Like that's a lot of work.
Times have changed. Like, I think you're going to see it'll be interesting. You're going to see a bachelor get elected. Like, I mean, people,
I'm all for it.
Or an unmarried woman get elected.
I don't think that's ever happening, to be
Yeah.
honest with you,
Probably
but
not.
yeah.
They're going to be thinking that she's, well, I'm going to say nothing.
Say it.
Don't stop. Keep it in there.
My favorite thing about Grover Cleveland, though, is his pictures on that $1,000 bill, which they stopped printing in 1969.
I texted Tom. I said, "You got any spare?
I think he has one.
He's
What,
got
you
a
wanna-
$500 one.
You want to
Yeah.
toss over?"
I had a
You still
$500
got-
bill, and I told the story on another
you got
episode.
rid of it?
Me, Joe, and another friend of ours, Gary, were at some bar that we go to, and the server knew us for years. She doesn't work there anymore, but so we
was
get the
there
tab.
when
And I
you
said,
ordered it.
I got this tab, and I pull out the $500 bill, and I hand it to her, and she goes, "Tom, save your fake money.
That probably looks like
That
Monopoly
was
money.
real."
She's an
I wasn't
idiot.
gonna
She
let
should
her
have
keep
snagged it.
I wasn't going to
Right.
let
I
her
was gonna
keep
say,
it.
you were really gonna use that at the bar?
No way.
Yeah.
Did you sell it or you still got it?
I sold it. I think I sold it. I paid like $2,000 for it and sold it to some guy in Palm Beach for like $4.
All right.
Because there was a really, there's a whole issue. I know
Probably
Morgan,
way
your
more
dad
now.
collects money, right?
Yeah, he has some stuff. He was sending me pictures the other day. And gold coins and stuff like that.
But it's really an amazing, they're arguing is Trump the greatest political comeback in history. Like, he was elected president, he lost, and then he was convicted of 4 felonies and also multiple civil lawsuits against him, and then he gets reelected. Now, it looks like a lot of these lawsuits are going to go away now. It remains to be seen. The only thing even close is Richard Nixon was vice president for 8 years in the 50s. He ran for president against Kennedy. It lost a very close election in 1960. Decided to run for governor of California in 1962, lost, and then retired from politics, said, "I'm done." 6 years later, he got elected president and got reelected.
Wow.
So those are the 2 biggest political comebacks.
Then he got
I don't know how good his run
Then he got
ended,
it-
but yeah.
Didn't end well for Nixon.
Yeah, I don't think so.
How do you feel about, Trump being convicted of all these felonies and then getting to be elected? Because I know a lot of people out there are upset about it.
Well, I don't want to. Historically, a lot of our presidents, even some that are admired, a lot of these were bad guys. I mean, I could sit here for 5 shows and talk about individual presidents like criminal activity, alcoholism, gambling problems, and obviously women, the biggest thing. Underage women in the White House,
Yeah.
even alleged rapes, illegitimate children are even admitted. Jefferson had a black slave mistress.
Wow.
No, I mean,
That's
what
bad,
bothers me more is like, I mean, I don't understand. Like everybody had slaves. Like to me, that's just morally wrong. You don't need it to be, even though everyone else did it.
If you need people to do work, just pay them. I don't get it.
And then
People weren't
you know,
poor.
Right.
he had a romantic relationship with a slave. I mean that.
Yeah, so that's also just what makes no sense. It's like
But
these people were racist, but then also still wanted to sleep
Right,
with
that's
them.
what I
Even,
don't get.
even,
But yeah, I agree.
even going so far as Harry S. Truman was president in the 40s and 50s, and a lot of historians consider him to be a good guy, like didn't really cheat on his wife. He did love to gamble and drink, but he even, a lot of racist writings when he was younger, like, you know, as a kid, you know. So, I mean, my point is not to pick on any individual president. Most of them were not good guys. So, like, are we voting based on morals? Are we electing a pope? Or are we electing someone who's going to lead us?
And do the right
You know,
job.
I mean, I think most people agree that Clinton did a good job as president. You know, but we all know his history, you know, from a personal standpoint. So, I guess my question to these people is, does it really matter? I'm not looking
Some
to date.
people it does.
I'm not looking
Yeah.
to date my president.
Right. Yeah, my dad said the same
That's a
thing. He's
good
like, I wouldn't
point.
want my daughter to marry him, but I think he'd be
Right.
good for the country.
I think he will be. You know, he's obviously. I don't know what other word to use. I mean, Trump's obviously an asshole,
Yeah.
but he gets shit done.
Yeah, didn't Hamas already call
Well,
off?
that was going to be my next topic. Morgan led right into it. What do we think Trump's going to do?
Jumping the gun.
Will he end the wars in Gaza and Ukraine? He's going to call up Vladimir's, hey, Vlad, let's go have a drink and get some hookers.
He doesn't.
I think Brad called him up.
I thought Trump doesn't drink.
He doesn't drink.
That's right.
But he probably does
He
do
claims
it.
he's never had a drink. So then he'll just get women, I guess.
I mean, I don't know if that's a good for you or live a little. I don't know what to say to
Never
that.
ever had
Yeah,
a
I know,
drink.
right?
Yeah.
I found
He
out.
claimed his brother died of alcoholism and
I did know
his
that.
older brother. And, well, I think many people have said it. I remember, I don't know if he was certainly not the first to say it, but Humphrey Bogart was a great actor. And, like, if you look at the old movies in the 40s, and his quote was, I don't never trust a person who doesn't drink. Like, you know, he wouldn't have any dealings with someone who didn't
Who
drink.
doesn't drink.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's
Interesting.
strange.
Yeah,
All right.
but
Well,
Trump will
backwards.
probably call Vladimir and say, hey, yo, can we work something out?
Yeah. No, I think I mean, people just need to be hopeful at this point. You know, he's the president. They need to get over it and hope for the best.
They're talking
Right.
about mass
This
deportation.
guy isn't trying to become Hitler. Like, I
Right.
feel like that's what all these people are acting like. I mean, God, yes, he said horrible things in the past
Are
about
they
women.
going to be
He's
rounding
made
up
questionable
illegals
choices,
and
but
shipping them out?
I mean, should we have illegals here? They're illegal. They
Well,
weren't supposed to be here to begin with.
I'm
That's the way I see
conflicted.
it.
Martha's Vineyard.
I'm conflicted about. We talked about this on one episode briefly. Is on the one hand, people are fleeing from a country where they have no life and they're no food and no anything and they, no house or just no medicine. They want a better life.
Yeah.
But there are laws, and Trump didn't make these laws, like immigration laws, like
Yeah, right. These
so
were already there.
They're breaking the law. So if somebody says, "Oh, you shouldn't be rounding these people up," then make it legal.
Right.
It's like
But then it's not like, just the family that are good people that are trying to come here and we're trying to kick them out. Like, there has been like rapists and murderers that are coming
Right.
across our borders and killing innocent people. It's not like that simple. So, no, I don't want those people here.
well in the early '80s, Cuba's obviously a closed country, communist country, but Fidel Castro, when he was the leader of Cuba, he let out a whole bunch of people out of their jails, and they came to Miami in like the early '80s. It was all he let them he let out all the criminals and like the bad people. Said okay, because normally you can't leave, you couldn't leave Cuba. Mm-hmm. Legally, they wouldn't let you go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But he let bad people out. So a lot of times you're getting the
Yeah, you're not getting like the good, hardworking
Right,
people that
right.
would actually contribute to society.
what we want is like the doctors and stuff coming here
Yeah.
and scientists and things like
Right,
that.
and come in the proper way.
But I do get the other side of it. So also, I guess there's talk that Trump's going to like revamp the Justice Department. Like the people that are trying to put him in jail are going to be fired.
Well, obviously.
I'm sure.
I mean, do you blame the guy? Someone was coming at me, and all of a sudden I got a bunch of power. They'd be out.
How cool would that be? Like if you're being like, you can just fire the person who's trying to arrest you.
Oh my God, I would love that. I have a lot of people I'd like to get rid of in my life.
I do hear some rumors about. I just heard this. I don't know this to be fact, so I don't want to misrepresent. But I heard rumors of some things that Trump is thinking about doing. One is he really supports the communications industry in the United States. So he wants to support podcasts.
Tom heard a rumor.
I heard a rumor that, especially those that are in Sarasota, Florida,
Right. That's where the
Wow,
grants are
really?
coming.
there's going to be like federal grants,
I
$100
hope
million.
this is
That
Wow,
is,
Tom.
I heard that.
That's a good one.
I also heard that he really supports.
And the participants get an equal share.
Right. A special guest.
Yeah.
He thinks you should buy American products. So like all these foreign vodkas from France and Denmark and Sweden. So like if you buy Tito's vodka, the government will pay half the cost. I think
wow.
he's thinking about
really?
that.
That's really interesting. Go Trump.
I heard he's thinking about that. And I heard he wants you to eat at American restaurants too. So I heard that there's going to be like every citizen will get a Hooters gift card every month.
Oh my gosh.
I heard he's
the
thinking about that.
best.
These are just some ideas. I support my man.
Right. You'll have to shoot him an email.
Well, Taylor Swift update we have every week, Molly. We
Okay.
need to know her comings and goings. I did predict she'd be at the Monday night game.
Well, she claims she's going to move out of the country because Trump got elected. That was her big thing.
Oh God. I hate when celebrities say that
Right.
stupid shit.
I agree.
Alec Baldwin said that the first time Trump.
They all said it. All
Yeah.
of them did when he was.
It's like, all right, leave,
Yeah, right.
please.
Well, some wealthy people leave the country for tax purposes.
Right, but
Like
now you have
billionaires
to
move to
pay.
Ireland and shit. But Taylor was at the Monday night game, Kansas City and Tampa Bay. We're going to talk about football in a minute, but did any of you guys see that game Monday night, Joe? Did you watch it?
No. I know they went in overtime.
Yeah, our hometown team, Tampa Bay, they have a lot of injuries, so they're not as good. But they scored late in the game, and they could have kicked the extra point to tie it and go to overtime or go for two. They kicked the extra point and lost in overtime. A lot of people, and myself included, you're playing in the other team's stadium. They're the better team. You should go for two and win the game right there if you get it. So that was a lot of people think that was a gutless move. But getting back to Taylor, she's only got 9 shows left. This
Right.
tour is a year and a half, this Eras tour.
It's a long time.
6 in Toronto, Canada, and 3 in Vancouver,
She's
Canada.
doing not many in Toronto.
Yeah.
Wow.
Toronto's big city.
Right.
A lot of these Canadians want to see Taylor.
My sister lives in Florida and wants to fly up to go see her. Are you kidding?
Well, our money's worth more. Like, if you guys don't know that the U.S. dollar is very strong against Canadian dollar, so you go to Canada, you can buy a lot more stuff. But the question is, after the tour, Taylor will celebrate the holidays. Will she be getting the ring for Christmas?
No, I think it's tacky. I feel like it's not his
Holidays are
style.
tacky.
I would never want to be proposed to on a holiday. I'm sure she's
Yeah.
no different. Early next
The
year.
phone might ring.
Right.
After, yeah,
Early
January.
next year. Yeah.
Yep,
Will Travis get a prenup for Christmas?
absolutely.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? She will. She's probably
Yeah.
wealthier than him.
Oh yeah, she's way
wealthier.
more.
She's
Yeah.
a millionaire. He's probably worth
Yeah.
$30 million, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. He signed that good deal. Maybe he's worth a little more, but under 100.
Yeah.
So she could buy and sell them probably 20 times.
Do you think she
Yeah.
would change her last name?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe be hyphenated Taylor Swift Kelce.
She'd probably just let her kids have his last name.
For sure.
Yeah.
If I was her, I wouldn't be changing my last name.
No, she couldn't.
Yeah, no.
Taylor Kelce?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound good.
Nope.
So speaking of Kelce's, Jason Kelce, Travis's brother, went to the Ohio State Penn State football game last Saturday. And I'm kind of conflicted about this because
Are you? Oh, I'm excited to hear your opinion on this.
he's
Tom.
walking out of the game and like these probably drunk fans are razzing him about
Right.
his brother with Taylor Swift, and like they used, words that I don't want to repeat.
The
Right.
F word.
The F slur.
And
Yes.
Right.
so he's walking and taking it, and then the guy wouldn't stop. And so Jason Kelce grabbed the guy's cell phone and like broke it and busted
Broke
it
it
up.
is a little bit of an understatement. He smashed it, picked it up again, and tossed it across the parking lot.
Whoa.
So like, I guess it's got to be tough being a celebrity where strangers come up to you and bother you, but you know, he did go too far, I think.
Yeah, he definitely went too far. You're probably harassed all the time as a celebrity. At some point, you're bound to break.
I think the big thing with him, though, is he did come out and say I shouldn't have even given that guy the time of day, because by giving him the time of day, it gave him attention that he didn't deserve.
Yep.
But I also think that, he's been in Philadelphia for a while. He probably has the Philly in him to, you got to stand up for yourself and your family. So I get that aspect of it. But at the end of the day, he was a young kid in college. I'm sure. I don't even know what's going to happen with that kid. Apparently, he's on the hockey team at Penn State, so I can't imagine he's in too good of standings.
That kid is probably so happy because now he's being talked about nonstop, and like this is his crazy story.
Tom, from a lawyer's can he sue Jason Kelce for that or no?
Oh yeah, I would say definitely for the breaking the phone.
He probably will.
Yeah.
Right, but the kid said stuff that he shouldn't have said. But
well, that would be the defense that he was incited. But I still think.
If the Tominator takes this case, who's winning, Tom? Yeah. I want to know.
I'll get the kid paid for the phone.
Yeah, he should just buy him a new phone.
At that point,
he
what
did
is a phone to
apologize on
him?
Monday Night Football.
He did. He apologized on everything.
And I got to say, it was sincere. I'm not. I actually like the Kelces.
I'm a huge Kelce fan.
So I
think the guy deserves a break. People need to let it go. He said sorry.
Right.
I agree 100%.
I don't think anybody was ever against him, though. If I looked at all the comments, everybody was on his side.
Yeah.
Oh, the kid was being a jerk.
Total. Yeah. He was out of line, and
he broke his phone, not his face.
And he could have broken his face. Yeah. So let's just say the kid got the better end of the stick with that one, I think.
It's just so, I can't even fathom it because it's just so far from who I am. Like, to yell, even at like sporting events, like I'm not, if a guy strikes out 5 times, I'm not going to yell at him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just not that guy.
I'm the opposite. I'm yelling.
When I was gambling, that was another
right.
When I was gambling, I went to choke him.
Me too.
We got the P. Diddy update.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I need to know. I'm uninformed.
So, by the way, if anyone was harassed by P. Diddy, TominatorLaw.com.
Start a
you
class
get your phone for it.
I have a special hotline. The one lawyer in Houston, Tony Busby, we talked about him last week, has like 100 people signed up.
Wow.
He represents 100 people.
How do you do that?
I was going to say women, but they're not all women.
No, they're probably majority men.
I feel like I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
So, there's even, I mentioned it last week, and I wasn't being serious, but I read it already that, like, Trump could pardon him because it's federal crime.
There is no way.
I don't
that
think
would
there's
be
a chance he does
the
that.
death of Trump.
Yeah, I don't think that would do any good for him to pardon him.
He can't be
I think
that,
there's a
though.
long list of people he probably will pardon, but I don't think P. Diddy's one of them.
No, P. Diddy deserves to run.
They say all the January 6th people will probably be pardoned.
Yeah, for sure.
The one guy that worked for him, like the guys that were like, were in his campaign the first time, pardoned.
Yeah, I don't think Trump's that bad. I mean, he just announced that any woman that gets IVF, their insurance has to cover all of the expenses. Women should be happy about that. There's a lot of people right now that can't get pregnant and are struggling. IVF is insanely expensive, like thousands and thousands of dollars, and you have to do multiple rounds of it.
It's not even guaranteed that it'll work, right?
No, it's not guaranteed it will work. And so the fact that he's going to make insurance cover it is a really big deal. I think that's a win for women.
I think there's a lot of things with women's rights in general that the media put out there to make people think Trump was going to take all these things away, and now they're all coming around and realizing that's just not the case. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a big thing for him to do in the beginning.
Yeah.
I heard Trump is going to make all Florida hurricane victims insurance companies pay their claim. By the way, if they're not
Jesus Christ,
if they're not paying your claim, TominatorLaw.com.
Oh God.
I'll get it done. That was a lawyer in Louisiana that represented me. The guy's name was Gordon, and his thing was get Gordon, get it done.
Get Gordon, get it done. That's good.
It's all over the friggin' TV and billboards there. Shout out to Gordon. You got it done for the Tominator. Got an NFL update. Kind of like not a whole lot going on this week. The 49ers are playing Tampa Bay on Sunday in Tampa, our hometown Bucks.
Oh.
That should be a good game. The 49ers are 4-4, but they might have the most talent of any team in the league. They're just injury plagued. Now their guys are starting to come back.
Is Bosa still out for this game, or?
I think he's playing, and McCaffrey's supposed to be playing. See,
Okay.
Bosa, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Nick Bosa.
I mean, I watch football.
So, Kristen McCaffrey, their star running back, has been out like most of the year. I think he's coming back this week. But that should be a good game. Denver is 5-4. They're at Kansas City, who are the only unbeaten team left is Kansas City. Another good game is Detroit Lions are playing lights out. They're 7-1. They're at Houston, who's 6-3. But Houston lost to the New York Jets in their last game, so they got to be.
Wait a minute. Detroit's worse than 7-1.
No, they're 7-1.
Really? I think they had a couple losses.
In college, there's not a whole lot going on this week. The two big games are Florida's 4-4, but they've been a good 4-4. The Gators, they're playing Texas in Texas, who's ranked 5th. Texas might
21
be
point spread.
it's a pretty big spread. For those who don't know what a point spread is. Big game is Alabama at LSU Saturday night, and that they call it Death Valley, where LSU Tiger Stadium. I did see Taylor Swift there.
You'll be proud of me. I took LSU.
Yeah, I did years ago.
I bet Brian $20. I took LSU.
So that's going to be one thing. When they play on Saturday, obviously, can you guys guess when LSU plays at home? People in RVs, guess when they start showing up?
And what time does the game start?
It could be. This game is Saturday night 8.
I bet they show up at 8
The
a.m.
night before?
Yeah.
No.
They show up on Tuesday.
Wait, what?
Oh, did they
They
sleep? Is there in the alley? Yeah, all
They
right.
start coming on Tuesday for a Saturday game.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh, just one big party that
Oh, it's
week.
crazy.
I'd love to go to
They
that.
have LSU has a little area they call Tigerland. It used to have 5 bars, like all in like a little courtyard, but one of them I heard went out of business. When I was there, they had 5, and you just go from one to the other. And I remember I get there, and one bar had Thursday night all you could drink Tito's for $20.
Oh my God.
And I go, are you
Sure,
for real?
Disneyland.
$20?
From Tuesday to Friday.
They want people to die? My
Right.
God.
It used to be 21 to drink there. It still is, I guess, and 18 to get in.
Huh.
So you
That's
know what's going
always a
on.
little odd.
Obviously, 18-year-olds are getting in, and someone's
Someone's
drinks
buying
for
them a drink.
Yeah, but you know it was even worse. 16-year-olds had fake ID that they were 18.
Yeah. So then you're, oh,
God,
that's just a bad idea. Just keep it 21. Don't let them.
I agree with you. I said to one manager, I'm like, what's with this 18 to get in? He goes, who do you think did that? We did that. They want, because they know they're going to drink
I
anyway.
know, but that's just opening up bad things to happen.
Any college town. At Florida State, it was the same. There was only a couple bars you actually had to be 21 to get into.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
NBA is started up. Joe, you've been watching NBA?
Yeah, a little bit of NBA. Yeah.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, like I talk about these small cities that are kind of depressed, and I root for them like Detroit and Cleveland. The Cleveland Cavaliers in NBA are 9-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you know what I noticed this week? He's like the worst player on the team, but Tristen Thompson is on the team. Do you guys know who he is?
Yeah, he was the one that cheated on Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah,
it's
wait,
Chloe's
I was like
times.
Chloe's baby
Yeah.
Chloe's
daddy?
baby daddy,
Yeah,
yes.
He sucks. What a loser.
He's still playing.
Fucking hate that guy.
He is a loser.
They keep going back though. Like I know during COVID they got back together. I think.
I mean,
They
it's
got
tough
back
once
a
you
couple
have
times.
children together.
Yeah,
I
I
kind of
agree.
understand it because it's their father, but he is a piece of shit. And any girl that sleeps with him is also a piece of shit. Don't give the guy anything.
Right.
He doesn't deserve to have sex again.
But he's still playing. I didn't know he was still playing.
I think he's at the
Playing the field. Playing
That's how I
the field.
feel. I hate
playing a
it.
lot more than the NBA. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Who's your favorite Kardashian?
Kendall, because she's the most normal. She's gotten like no work done. She's super down to
I
earth.
feel like the work done is debatable though.
It's probably debatable, but she
know?
hasn't overdone it.
Right.
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 Like it doesn't look fake like the rest of them. And when
Okay.
you look at those photos from like 15 years ago to what they look like now,
Yeah.
it's like that's not the same human being. But she just seems more like normal and down to earth and chill and like not like even though she's obviously super famous.
Correct,
She's not like
yeah.
obsessed with the fame in the way the rest of them are.
I agree.
I heard that Trump I heard that he might have government plastic surgery for free.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want bigger tits.
Ladies, just go in. My theory, you learned on this episode, Molly, is like that if plastic surgery is free, every woman's going to look great. Guys are going to be happy because all women are going to look great.
How about the men? I'd like them to
Women
do
are
some
going to be
stuff,
happy
too.
because they look good. They feel better about it. Everyone's going to be happy.
I don't know. Morgan and I look great, but not this long.
I know.
You
What
look
the hell,
good.
Tom?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you guys.
I'm gonna give you
I
a
need
list.
you to add an
Oh, I
exclusion.
have a long list.
Yeah.
I know a few things women would want men to have that's bigger, so why don't we fix
Right.
that?
I don't know. Can they do something about that?
Yeah, they can.
So let's get back to the NBA. Family program here. Joe, I think they're one of your favorite teams, the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
They're 7-1.
And they just beat the Celtics.
Yeah, they beat the Celtics, I think, last night or the night before.
Yeah, at the Celtics.
But Golden State, their best player is Steph Curry, who basically helped us win the gold medal at the Olympics.
Yeah.
But he's an older guy.
How old is he? Do you know?
Best shooter
I was thinking he's
ever.
34 maybe, Joe. Steph Curry.
Yeah, I didn't even think he was that old.
What's old
He's a
then?
hell of a
I mean, I
golfer.
get
Right,
that's
for
old
the
for the
sport.
NBA.
Well, like LeBron
I'm sure,
James
but
is
LeBron's
40.
40,
He's
42,
good.
right? Yeah.
40.
34
What's
is pretty.
the average age? It's probably
Usually,
20s,
if you make it,
right?
if you make it to 35, you're usually
You're-
done.
20s. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's killing it. Like still,
That's awesome.
I mean, they're 7-1, so he might get one more shot to. He's just an ridiculous player. Like I love watching him.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Good
a fan of
athlete.
that.
He's a good golfer.
Yeah, he's good at everything. I
He's a
saw
great-
him golf too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what else
He's
he's
just
good
an
at?
One,
athlete.
He's
yeah.
a bowler. Like he's great at bowling
good
too.
bowler.
Oh, I didn't know
We're gonna
that.
have Tominator bowling. I
Yeah,
think.
We
right?
should
We
do
should
that.
do
We're gonna
that.
have Tominator
went
movie.
in Vegas in that Pro-Am. He went out for a pass like a football. Christ, he did. He hurdled some little shrub, like 4 foot. Caught the pass like one-handed, like Lynn Swan or something.
I guess if you got it, you got it.
Yeah, man, he's a talented.
He's a good guy. I like Steph Curry.
And kind of low key too. He's not one of these.
he's
Yeah.
not like out. Hockey started up. You know what team's so far the best in hockey? The Winnipeg Jets.
Winnipeg Jets, yeah.
They're 12-1, and Winnipeg is like a small town. It's not a big city, under 1 million. A lot of crime in Winnipeg. You got to be careful there. But I'm rooting for Winnipeg. See this it's in Western Canada, brutally cold in the winter. I mean, if it's like 5 degrees in the winter, that's a warm day.
That's awful.
So they're 12-1. Our Tampa Bay Lightning, they're good. They're 7-6. I'm going to see them next Saturday night against the New Jersey Devils.
Nice.
Tominator.
I think I'm going to that one too. I looked at tickets. They're low because I don't think anybody cares about that game much. So I may go.
I'll be there. Joe, you ready for a Lightning game?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
We have fun when we go.
Tito's
Where
on
are
Tom.
the wheelchair seats?
No, we got the
I'm
wheelchair.
finding
We
Tom
have
and
the
Joe at the
handicap
Lightning
seats.
game.
We sit in the handicap seat, so even Joe has plenty of room.
Yeah.
You
I
get
love-
handicapped?
Tom,
Well, there's plenty of space.
how are you
fine.
allowed to do that?
It's not a wheelchair. It's just a giant seat.
Right. And how did you two end up with the handicap
Because
tickets?
a guy, he's got like 8 of them. So everybody
my
gets
my
plenty
partner,
of space.
Okay. It
my
wasn't
partner had open heart surgery, like quadruple bypass, so he's
So he
handicapped.
has 8 seats?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's pretty
Interesting.
well.
There you go.
Okay.
So we're looking forward. It's always a good time. Hockey's so much better in person than on TV.
I don't normally watch it on
watch
TV,
it
but
on
I like
TV.
the games a lot.
Plus, we go right out of the garage, up the escalator. We're there.
Yeah.
And right in the wheelchair seat.
Royal
We
treatment.
usually stop at Twin Peaks on the way back.
I'm
I
sure
like the
you
yard
do.
house right outside there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
yard
yeah.
house.
There's one here in Sarasota, too.
Yep. They
Yeah, but
just
it's not
opened
the
it.
same.
And then what's the place we go to on our way up in Brandon? They had
Portillo's.
Oh, I love Portillo's.
Portillo's.
I don't know where that
Oh,
is.
gosh, it's from.
Morgan's
It's like a
from
Midwest
Illinois.
place.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
It started in Illinois. It's Italian beef and sausage.
Wow.
Great hot dogs, great chocolate
Yeah,
milkshakes.
Great everything.
They're
It's
supposed to open one
like
by
a
the
Happy
Costco
Day-
here
It's like a
soon.
Happy Days type.
They're opening one in Lakewood Ranch.
Yeah.
I'm so
Under
they are?
construction
Oh, where?
by the Costco
By the
on
Costco.
64.
Oh, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
Shout out to Portillo's. Maybe we can get them to be a sponsor.
That'd
Give
be
us-
great.
I'll take
Oh,
free
Jesus
food.
Christ, yeah.
Send me a card. between Portillo's sponsorship and the Trump Hooters cards, I'll be all set.
Right.
All you need.
Tom's got no bills after that,
and
right?
a couple of Costco steaks. Hooters fish and chips.
Keep the cost down. We got a shout out last night. The Tominators won Joe's on Main trivia.
Good for you.
I got lucky with the categories. Presidents. I know I swept
Is
that
that your
category.
thing? Like, give
I'm a
me an
big
example
presidents guy.
question, though.
Well, the one was true or false. Did George Washington have wooden teeth?
Okay.
And my teammates were like, "Yeah, we heard he did." I'm like, "No, that's just urban legend." And I was correct. He did not have wooden teeth.
Wow.
All right, Alaska and Hawaii. The same president signed both of them in the statehood. Name the president.
I couldn't even tell you if that statement was true or false.
Eisenhower. Dwight Eisenhower. They both were admitted in the 50s, late 50s. Let me think. What else was there? This president, the oldest president ever. We talked about him on the show on his birthday. Jimmy Carter. He's 100.
Oh, yeah. You just said his birthday like a month ago.
And
Oh, I thought you meant like while he was in office.
no,
I was
no,
like
no.
100.
This is currently.
where
He's
was I?
alive.
That would be Joe Biden.
Biden's getting that right.
I was like, what?
That would be Joe Biden.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say that.
But Carter said he wanted to live to vote for Kamala, so I guess it didn't work out too well for him.
Did you think he voted? I mean,
Yeah, he
that
voted
guy's
for
like
her.
looked like a vegetable. Someone obviously voted
Well,
for
now you
him.
can vote
They
by
don't
mail.
have a cap. Like, I could be in hospice and just wheeled in there and vote. All right.
There have been a lot of elections where we talked about it with when I was on the other podcast with Ron Turner, like dead people vote.
Yeah. I remember that was a big thing the last election.
Well, Lyndon Johnson was president in the 60s, but before he was president, he was a senator. When he got elected senator, like thousands of dead people voted for him. So they've been fixing elections for a million years.
Right.
Of course.
But a shout out to Joe's. We got the coveted $50 gift card for winning that. And one of my teammates won a bottle of rum, like a bonus question.
How do you get the? It was.
And they gave out free pizza too from
Where'd they get the pizza
Yeah, I
from?
was
From
just about
Pie?
to ask.
Pie on Main.
Yep, the old Pizza and Brew.
So pretty good. And our tab was only like, I think our tab, we had like 5 people. Our tab was only like, I don't know, like $60. No,
Did you use the gift card already?
Yeah, I used it.
So we're out of luck tonight. Like, or not.
Yeah, I use that right up.
Have
Some
to just
places
send you
won't.
a
my
lot of
fee
money,
the,
though, for
the
Joe's.
podcast
Who
guest
showed
star
up?
later.
It was my good friend Mike Fay. Shout out to Mike Fay. For those Minneapolis viewers, Minnesota viewers, Fay Law in Minneapolis, him and his lovely wife Ashley were there, and a couple of their friends, and one of my proteges, Anthony Lake, the law student. He was on our show a few weeks
waiting
back.
outside to get in the podcast.
Yeah,
Where'd he go?
yeah, he was a little, he
No
was
show.
a little late
They were in the
today.
No
That
show,
15
Tony.
minutes
They were in
turned
the
into an
bleachers.
hour real quick.
Said he was caught in traffic. So our post
in
podcast lunch today. Well, shout out to Brewster's in Sarasota, Curtis Brewster,
Really good
friend of
food.
ours, and his management team, his brothers, and
Booze.
Oh, Brewster's is the last name?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
all
their
right.
name.
Curtis Brewster. What's the brother's name?
Okay.
Curtis Jacob.
They all worked at the beach club.
I'm
these
familiar
guys.
with
Three-
their work.
there's
I
three
like their
brothers.
What's the
bars.
third brother? It's
Jacob, Curtis, and Billy.
Billy. All right. So they have a great establishment. The food's good, drinks are good. So we're gonna take the afternoon. We're gonna play
They
hooky
used to
today.
have $20 all you could drink.
See who's a better boss than me?
It's you. You are the best boss.
Right.
That's it. So I think we about covered everything. You know, a lot going on in the world. You know, this
Crazy.
week especially. So I think, and I'm going to close with this. I know they always say this. We need to unite. Like there's no. John Lennon had a song, The Beatles. Like there was a line in that song. You know, Revolution. You know, if you want money for people with minds that hate, brother, you're going to have to wait. You know, John Lennon wrote that. Like, you know, whatever you believe. Like I don't deny what I believe in, who I support, but I don't hate the other side.
Yeah.
You know, they have their opinions, and you know, let's just all be friends.
Yeah, I completely
And call
agree.
TomNaderLaw.com.
You're right, Tom.
And if you don't have any money, you know, I'll work with you. You know, I'm not all about the money. If people need help, I became a lawyer so I could help people.
Tominator's a man of the people.
Don't call collect.
You should be the next president, Tom.
I really am for the people.
The hell with Morgan. not Morgan and Morgan.
Wait, they're great. They're the largest. I'm not.
Just realized what I said.
Well, I had a great time. Molly, thanks again for joining us.
Thanks for letting me guest host.
You're impressed with your knowledge of football and hockey.
Right.
And shout out to Rejuvenex.
Right. Yep.
And
Where I'm going back to after this.
Yeah, you gotta go back to
I
work.
don't get to do the whole
You don't work
Brewsters,
for Tominator.
the Brewsters thing, but
Tell her you got a client there. You
yeah, right. I'm hosting a happy hour at 12:30
For 5
guys.
hours.
Yeah.
Morgan, thank you very much. Great to have you here. Joe, we'll see you in a few minutes for lunch.
All right.
Good day, everybody.
Okay.